When I was a teenager, my family moved to a small town in Oregon. We had come all the way from El Salvador, chasing that fragile dream everyone calls a better life. My parents worked 2 jobs each, and every penny went to rent, groceries, and keeping the lights on. Our house was a faded yellow rental at the end of a gravel road. The first winter was especially hard. It snowed for days, and we didn't have enough money for firewood or proper heating. At night, my little sister and I would huddle under the same blanket and watch our breath cloud in the dark. One morning, I looked out the frosted window and saw an old blue pickup truck parked at the end of our driveway. A tall man in a flannel jacket stepped out, carrying a cardboard box. He knocked gently on the door. My mother hesitated before opening it. She was always wary of strangers. He smiled and said, "Hi, I'm Tom. I live 3 houses down. I thought you might need a little help staying warm." He set the box on the kitchen floor and left without waiting for thanks. When my mother opened it, we found bundles of firewood, a thick quilt, and a bag of groceries. Canned soup, rice, bread, even a jar of peanut butter. I can still remember how my sister's face lit up. For the rest of that winter, whenever our firewood ran low, we would wake up to find another stack neatly piled by our back steps. Sometimes there was no note, just a little smiley face drawn in chalk on one of the logs. Spring came and my parents found steadier work. We were able to save a bit of money, and my father insisted on paying Tom back. One evening, he knocked on Tom's door, cash in hand. Tom shook his head. "My grandma used to say," he told us, "that kindness is a circle. If you've been blessed, you pass it on. That's how a community grows strong." Years later, when Tom got sick, the entire neighborhood came together, cooking meals for his family, mowing his lawn, and sitting with him when the days were long. I was in college by then, but I drove home every weekend to see him. The last time I visited, he took my hand and said, "I knew your family would be okay. You just needed a little start." After he passed, we all gathered by that old blue truck, the one he'd used to help so many people. Someone tied a wreath to its hood, and for a while, no one spoke. We just stood there, remembering. Even now, whenever I see a stranger struggling, a mom counting pennies at the checkout line, or someone sleeping rough under an overpass, I think of Tom and the box of firewood he left without expecting anything in return. That's what America can be at its best. Not the politics or the headlines, but neighbors quietly showing up for each other. It's in the small acts of decency, the willingness to knock on a door, the belief that kindness, no matter how simple, has the power to change someone's life. And the message: we talk so much about the American dream, but sometimes it's not about achieving greatness. Sometimes it's simply about being good to each other.